Hey guys, morning. Welcome to Sip and Chat. I'm your host Azem and I'm here with Jade. Jade, I need to get your new names or we could.
No, I could use the same ones.
Hey, Jade, Gwenny, Dita, CPL Master Stuart Johnson.
Oh, it feels like home.
Yes, I know. And yes, you're here and ready to come and have some chats while we sip about culture, music, fashion, entertainment, relationships, whatever come to your mind.
That's usually how the shot is on.
Yeah. Hey, big shout out today to the teachers around. I know this is an interesting time for teachers, sports term.
Bye.
Big up all the teachers who does really make the thing jiggy. I think that's one of the things people don't really recognize. You know, to me, the houses that have the most jiggy, like energetic, involved teachers generally is the houses that win.
Yeah.
That has
the
been
real
my
competitive
experience.
ones.
Yeah, the ones who to really take it serious and build up the anticipation and the excitement around sports term. I think those are the ones that actually tend to do best.
There wasn't like a meet this weekend.
There was a meet this weekend. I think it was the inter-primary zonal meet. Like
that sounds correct.
Yeah, it was the zonal meet this week. I think the Bastard Zone 1, if I'm not mistaken. East.
I mean, listen, as they should.
Yeah, we get some information on that, and then yeah, there are a bunch of sports days happening as well. I know Convent had their sports day on Friday, I think it was, and so we're definitely deep into the athletics time. But speaking of the weekend, Jade, how was yours?
Mine was quiet. Friday, was my birthday, so I went to drink with my father.
Vibes.
As we Johnson people like to do. Yes, so I had actually, Amali took me to breakfast and then my dad joined me. And then I went down to Champions with my friends and my dad joined me.
Nice.
And then in the night we went to Zanzi to listen to some music from Jade and strip club and all of these nice things.
Vibes.
Yeah.
Not like you just jump out the ballerinas, but okay, cool.
What ballerinas?
You just jump out the ballerinas. You're like, yeah, listen to something from Jade and there's a strip club.
Yeah, we went to the strip club, man. Sometimes you got to throw a little dollar and make it rain in the club.
Yeah.
We make it drizzle though, man, about it. No, actually it was raining. It was raining. Yeah, we had a time.
Big up the ballerinas one time.
Of course.
That's what they call them.
And but it was good. Like, I just reflect basically on how the fact that my life could have been a lot differently. Like, it could have went a lot different for me if it wasn't for the decisions of my dad. Praise the Lord. Because, I think sometimes they forget that their fathers are actually out there doing stuff. And
oh, yes, Jade.
Thankfully, I had one of those that decided to do stuff. Because, that was the actual man that was saying that he was my father. That's not my father.
Wow.
Another man, that was just out there telling people that he's his child. So apparently my father thieved me.
Wow.
Thank you for doing that, Sir Daddy. Thank you for stealing
I always
me.
wonder about that, my thing is, right, it's one thing if a man get a jacket or whatever. This is my thing. Whether or not you think the child is yours, once that ship has sailed, shut up. Once the ship has sailed.
At my big age of 30, you walk up clear me. Sir, you ask a lot of money to do. If you feel like it's how you gonna work.
You can't come post 18 and talking about that's my child.
I'm 30 as him. Like, saying about money on my father. You know how much expenses you would have to pay for?
This time, Pop's been there all the time.
Since I born, actually, I lived with my dad since I was 3 months. So you know what money I got to spend now? No, it's too late. That ship sale. I mean, I would have claimed me too, because I
definitely.
My dad does claim me all the time. Yeah. Everywhere he go. Yeah. So I would,
No disownment over here.
Yeah. So I understand, but too late, sir. That ship sale.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. For your dad. That guy probably needs therapy.
Which one? The one who thought?
The
one who clearly thought?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, like you say,
I don't care about it.
You're claim worthy. Yeah.
I understand, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a good weekend, and then Saturday I just stayed home with my son. Sunday I did the same thing, you know, we cooked and played and stuff like that. He actually was going to sleep and he started crying and I was worried. And then he explained that he's afraid of a nightmare. Apparently he had a nightmare last week.
Oh.
Yeah, and then he's like, because he was going to sleep, he was saying, you know.
Oh, you don't want to have the nightmare again?
No, and that, what he said, boy? A monster was in his nightmare, he couldn't find his mommy. I almost cried. I was so close to crying. Because he said he couldn't find his mommy.
Ah, too nice. As I would have just been about to go sleep. Yeah, probably. Like, honestly, but just go sleep. It's a dream.
I don't know if that's how you should deal with it.
The appropriate response can be to cry as well.
That's why I didn't.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But let me see. I only had like one real thing going on this weekend. On Friday evening, was it? Yes, on Friday evening, I went to Jade. I'm sorry, I missed your Zanzi line.
You did.
I went to a banquet, EBJ Harmonics.
I realized you was in there wailing away.
I have never in my life wailed.
Until that.
I've never wailed, Jade.
Okay.
I don't even know how to wail.
Fool me.
Okay. So yeah, I went to EBJ Harmonics anniversary and celebratory banquet. And that was pretty cool. You know, they had persons who would have contributed to their success over the years. Of course, members of the group, as well as, you know, people from supporters from overseas who were also, like, you know, just sending well wishes and congratulations and that kind of thing. And, we eat some food, listen to some music, had some cool conversations. Yeah, the funny thing about that was, fast forward less than 24 hours later, and one night when we're celebrating Steel Pan and all the good vibes that brings culturally, we got word that we lost icon in the same space.
Right? Wow.
Right, a legend. Melly Hewlett would have passed away. Well, I heard about it on Saturday.
The nation's former steel pan teacher.
Yeah.
I have to say the nation's because he taught so many people,
me.
many schools. He taught me.
Yeah, he taught me steel pan in what was at the time junior high.
Well, mine was Washi.
Yeah. I know that he played a huge part in what's that as well?
I know
Keon.
Yes.
Keon for sure.
I was about to say Keon, yes.
Yes, and yeah, he was really loved in Keon, especially once they got into the competitions and stuff like that, as well as the group that came out of the Keon high school. That, you know, they would perform around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But really just a huge, irreplaceable loss as it relates to steel pan and as it relates to just music on a whole and mentorship. And I use the word irreplaceable because that's exactly what it is. I think we are seeing in music on a whole a situation where a lot of people, you know, get into music very young age. Remember, they get to a certain age and they kind of leave that behind, which is cool, and that's what we expect to see. But I'm really looking for the next generation of, like, the Irv Swanstons who we lost recently as well. Now Mr. Hewlett. And thank God for some of the teachers that we still have, like Gary Knight and stuff like that. But, you know, looking to see the next generation of teachers and mentors to kind of keep the legacies going.
Yeah, thank God for MJ.
Yeah.
And EBJ.
You know, and of course you have Junior Paris in Nevis as well.
Yes.
Who is talk about steel pan teacher to the nation. like,
We need to get Junior on, man.
yeah. We got hit up Junior one time. We have to get MJ and maybe Mandy here as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, then you have of course like Casrano and those guys who could keep the steel pan. To me, steel pan is in good hands.
Yeah, it is.
Steel pan is in good
That's
hands.
a fact.
You have Shav as well in Nevis.
You have Steven in Japan? Or Steven?
Yes, yeah. In Taiwan.
Taiwan, yes.
Taiwan. So yeah, steel pan is in good hands, and we have some really great players and keeping the tradition alive.
That's a fact.
And I think they're very good ambassadors, you know, and a lot of these would have at some point either been direct descendants of the military or would have come from one of the branches. So yeah, his legacy definitely is cemented, and it's a huge loss. The reason it was so just what's the word I would use to describe the way I felt in a sad message? It was almost surreal because the night before, being at the celebratory banquet, he was in the forefront of my thoughts while we sat there and kind of celebrated what EBJ had been doing. There was members from the Navy, the sister group in Navy's Young Vibrations that were there as well. And I remember my mind went to Melly and, just about his contribution and, how do we show appreciation to people in, who have contributed in this. And of course, he's been recognized both by government, by his peers.
By National Carnival.
Right. Yeah, he's been recognized. It's not to say that he's not recognized, but...
Praise the Lord, at least. They've been giving him his flowers.
Yeah, but it still does feel sometimes like there's like we could do more. It feels like we could do more at times. And that's where my mind was. So it was really uncanny and just a bit like, almost spooky when just a few hours later, I would have heard the news. But definitely someone who has left an unmeasurable mark on like music, on youth development, on education. Melvin Hewlett, definitely rest in peace.
Yeah. There's some people I need to cuss out this morning. So I'm happy that you started by giving flowers to who deserve it first.
Yeah, can we give people what else they deserve?
Yes.
Who we cussing?
So I think the Cricket Association may hate the cricketers that we have.
Oh, really?
Do you know that there's a tournament happening currently?
No.
Okay. There's a tournament happening currently. The Leeward Island, well, I think that's what LICB stand for. LICB, Leeward Island
Cricket Board, yeah.
Yes. Senior men's tournament that is from the 18th of February to the 2nd of March.
That sounds like a big deal.
It should be. It's actually cricketers from St. Kitts, from Nevis, from...
I suspect the Leeward Islands.
Yeah. Yeah.
This happening where?
St. Kitts.
Because stop playing.
Okay.
You gotta stop playing.
So yesterday, I got a message from my bestie, and she was telling me that there was cricket, and I was like, can't be, because I don't know this. Can't be. And she sent me a fixture.
Really?
A whole fixture. Nevis versus Montserrat, St. Kitts versus St. Martin, Antigua versus Barbuda.
And it's going on for like 2 weeks.
And not a peep. Not a little announcement, nothing, that I've heard of.
Where are these games being played?
W Park, Warner Park, Connery.
So they're moving around to the different fields. Wow.
Let me ask you a question. Do we only care about CPL and the foreign cricket or something?
Jade, yes.
Okay, just making sure that my
I
assessment wasn't incorrect.
No, I mean even the local leagues, even local cricket league and local cricket tournaments, I think lack support a lot of times. That being said, what I do sometimes fault us for is not taking a page out of the CPL and international cricket tournaments book in terms of how we market the events, the level of excitement that we're able to drum up for the events. A lot of times, sometimes we do things and it's like, why? Because it's being done, people should. And you have to understand that you're competing with people. We're competing with a lot of things for people's time. Like, it had to be done Netflix for that.
Especially when they don't put a 21, however much for that man.
No, because I come like every man, they want kite up. But anyway, but yeah, the way we market it, the way we create excitement, sometimes, unfortunately, the reason why something is happening has to share the spotlight with other things. So for instance, with CPL, a lot of the excitement around CPL is not just the cricket, but the environment that surrounds the game, right? The fact that it's a place where people go to enjoy themselves, and sometimes that's the only tournament that some of these people go to for the entire year. So when we start talking about, support for the local thing, marketing, bringing the right people on board, finding ways to increase the interest and the excitement outside of just playing the game, I think we really could do a lot better with that.
A whole lot better. Like, why we have a whole cricket association if we can't even get a little, a little flyer, a little radio ad?
But maybe the flyer and the radio ads out, but I mean...
a little exposure? No, man, come on.
Why they in on SipNchat?
Why they anywhere?
No, I'm actually gonna just do a quick search to see.
Go right ahead, friend.
To see if there is a Facebook page for, let's go, St. Kitts, Nevis, cricket, and see what comes up in Facebook. Let's see. Scanner, yes. Garvey Couture, St. Kitts. I'll just click on that. Let's see what's. Oh, sorry, it's focus. Focus. There's something called Cricket St. Kitts Nevis.
What going on over there?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
But I don't want to believe this is. The last thing was post was September 21st, 2012.
Oh. Listen, let me go over to the Big 60 page, which is the only page that I've seen actually
yeah, I'm not seeing
post about the tournament happening.
Big 60? So the Big 60 is the page that posted?
Yes.
That's a whole other tournament?
A whole other one. But it's because players from the Big 60 tournament were in this one.
Right.
Come on, Cricket Association, y'all gotta do better.
Leeward Islands Cricket Board. Let's see what's going on with that. Okay. The last post was wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. So Christmas Day.
Okay, y'all be ridiculous now. I'm gonna lie to you. This just feels like y'all don't care about the cricketers we have here until they make it to a place where y'all feel like, oh, let me rally behind them because they're now playing international cricket. But if y'all not supporting them on a local level, how y'all expect them to get on an international level? There's a whole board, a whole association, senior people that have been around cricket for umpteen years, and y'all want to tell me y'all can't figure out how to market tournaments in St. Kitts? So what we gonna want to pack for just for CPL?
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, we already were hearing complaints about cricketers not being able to access the facilities. So this kind of makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, want me bring on the cricketers to Kasayo? Because I know them, And that's the next step. So it's either y'all get together, or I just got to turn back into old Jade and do what I do. So the choice is yours.
The choice is yours. But yeah, I think we really need to do a lot better in terms of the support and resources put behind cricket, volleyball. We need to bring on the volleyball association because they've been doing things. They've been doing things I don't think they've been receiving the spotlight that they deserve, because they really have been doing some great things, doing overseas tournaments, stuff like that. I actually spoke to one of the members about, you know, coming and hanging out with us. So we got to organize that.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, we really need to get out of the traditional like, support, and we realize now we're seeing success in some of these areas. Track and field. I think, of course, with Kim Collins' success, that did a lot to boost. Because I think track and field was having a little bit of a lull. It was having a little bit of a lull compared to what I was hearing back in how people used to be in the 70s and the 80s and so. Inter-school being the crazy Garvey match that it was and everything. Man. I think that, yeah, and of course, once the school's involved, then, yeah. People don't even know about the school cricket tournament. I don't even hear anything about that. You say we hear about inter-school, and that's like literally one day. Well, 3 days, one tournament. Like inter-school football, we need to step up that too.
Who is the Minister of Sports?
Right now, the Minister.
Samuel?
Minister of Sports, I think, is Samuel.
Samuel.
I mean, we already gone past football season. But I keep saying, I think the football games, you see how we play the football games during school time?
You mean school football season?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the school, yeah. The inter-school football. I think those need to be night games too, where parents could go, communities could come out, support. Again, how do we drum up interest and support in these things? So, you know, the grudge match that exists between Basta High School, Sandy Point for inter-school, and then all these other schools that have been just making more and more headway, more and more headway. Of course, Washi has now risen to be like one of the top contender. Charlestown Secondary.
Remember the time Washi gave somebody 12-0, you know? Oh, what a glorious day that was.
What, Avec, no?
I remember who was the unfortunate
we gave
victim.
We gave Avec 23-1 one time when I was 17. Somewhere around there, we were just like, okay, we only all score one guy.
Rough.
Yeah, that was a...
But yeah, you're right.
Back in school, we had a crazy team, Jade. It was like basically a national team. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, we're not there.
Sashi Isaac, Atiba Harris. Like,
Lord.
It was ridiculous, Jade.
And people had to actually come play against y'all.
Yeah, we used to turn it up against the big man, them and all. First division football.
Rough. But yeah, I really think we need to get back to figuring out how we can get our players for whichever league, sporting tournament, whatever it is, we need to figure out how to get more support behind them. And again, not just wait until they hit national levels to be like, yes, that's my player. And no. Let's start at home. Let's get back the interest into sports, because if the community don't support them, then we won't get future players. Like, who going to want to play if, you know, they don't see the benefits and the support of the people currently playing?
You know what it is, Jade? What happens is the powers that be, to me, seem to constantly tout how much they invest into the sport, right? And the issue I have with that is you can't throw money at something and expect great results. You understand?
You sure?
No, you can't just throw money at it.
Damn, what the people want to program, sir?
No, but you don't just throw money at it. You don't just throw money at it. Even in that case, you can't just throw money at it. Like, yeah, like, at least not if you want to maximize the results. Like, the money has to be spent wisely and in a way that really, I would say, elicits buy-in from whoever the stakeholders in anything.
No, fair, that's fair.
Yeah, so I think that might be the issue here where, yes, we understand, yeah, it costs you X amount to do this, but okay, the event happened, sports was played, but nobody come watch it. Nobody even know it happening. Nobody know.
Literally did not know that cricket was happening yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Speaking of...
Somebody let them know to come check us for an interview.
Be right there.
Yeah. Somebody let them know.
Yeah. Well, speaking of taking responsibility, so CARICOM... Oh, sorry, it's time for Jade's picks, by the way. I almost forget. Yes. What me jingle?
Jade.
Jade's picks. I was getting accustomed to that one.
Just getting accustomed. You see there? And you tell me...
No, you're working out.
No,
Jade's picks. Jade's picks. What it was? That was it?
I think everyone loves their Jade speaks.
Yeah, we all work on it still though. But CARICOM must play a leadership role in addressing deteriorating situation in Haiti, says CARICOM heads of government.
Oh, they were listening to the show last week, no? They were listening to the show?
I want to believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to believe so.
Mm-hmm.
The CARICOM single market economy, food security, intra-regional travel, climate change, climate finance, health and security were some of the major issues discussed at the 44th regular meeting of the CARICOM heads of government. What is that? At the meeting in the Bahamas, heads of government said the region must play a leadership role in addressing the deteriorating situation in Haiti, a member state calling it a moral and political obligation. Action is needed by CARICOM because of the mounting insecurities and widespread impact on all facets of Haitian life. Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, was a guest speaker at the meeting where he announced that Canada would be sending Navy vessels to Haiti and $45 million in funding.
That must have been interesting. Well, the leaders, they said, we need to take a leadership role. The guest speaker goes,
well,
we're gonna lead it.
Yeah, since I'm still figuring it out, we got this. The national consensus for an inclusive transition and transparent elections, launched by the Honorable Ariel Henry, the interim Prime Minister of Haiti, was addressed despite... Why are you shaking your head? The transition being viewed as needed to be more inclusive. Finally, the heads of government agreed to build international partnership in support of the efforts to return Haiti and fair and credible elections. Your thoughts, sir?
Like I said last week, if we're talking about moving in Haiti from the place that they're at now, which is a situation where there's political unrest, there's civil unrest, there's a humanitarian crisis, there's all these things happening in Haiti. The direction that Haiti goes, the steps that are necessary, must be led by Haitians. Haitians have to be the ones to determine what their destiny is going to be, right? That being said, in terms of external forces, yes. CARICOM, and I would even say by extension, the Caribbean region, has to be like a key partner with Haiti as it tries to chart its way forward. I believe that is going to be, of course, first, it has to deal with the humanitarian and the civil issue. I think sometimes what happens is they focus on the political issues. So they keep talking about free and fair elections, but people...
we need a new politician here, there.
People don't have paracetamol. Like people don't need.
Yeah, I don't know how.
People don't need a ballot.
I don't know how swapping out politicians is going to help me when it. Sorry. To help me.
Sip again. Sip before your chat.
When them Haitian politicians here want me to talk by.
I'll be the other one.
What? Stop me right in my tracks. But yeah, I don't see how a new politician every cycle is going to help me eat, help me feel safe going to school or work, help me, being able to live a normal life. Like, we've seen that for years. Haiti been in crisis since I've been a child and I'm 30, Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing. Yes, is it important to get the political... Yes, to have proper leadership and have vision and all of that? Yes. I don't think that the people on the ground in their hierarchy of needs have free and fair elections near the top.
Absolutely not.
It might be just as important, but in order to get people to focus on that and to make informed decisions and give the proper care and attention that is necessary to make the right decision, they probably need to handle the crime situation, and they probably need to handle the food and the medical issue.
No,
so
definitely.
it's going to be difficult for me to choose the right prime minister, or the right well, they have president. To choose the right president if I'm afraid to leave my house to go cast the ballot in the first place. It's going to be difficult for me to make the right choice for president if I am busy trying to figure out where am I going to get the medication for my 2-year-old daughter that needs it, and if she doesn't get it, she probably might not make it through the week.
Yeah.
Right? So those are the kind of things that I think we need to focus on and have the conversation with Haitians as to what it is that they need. Now, bear in mind, these things are way above my pay grade, and so I don't know what might have been done. It does seem very difficult for me to believe that a conversation was had with a group of nationally minded Haitians, and they said, we need some warships.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was...
Doesn't sound feasible, but then again, who are we? We just, hear back.
Because perhaps the argument is, well, we can't do anything unless we get the crime situation under control.
And two or three warships might just help them.
Yeah, so who knows, but just looking on from the outside, it does feel, again, like here is another world superpower meddling in the affairs of Haiti, and to a political end, not necessarily what is best for the actual people of Haiti. And that this gets frustrating, more and more frustrating, and here's CARICOM with more talk shop. We need to. We're saying this year since we had CARICOM.
Yeah. Well, there's another, there are other people that are now looking to CARICOM for help. I was about to call them a world power, but I may know if that's the correct title. But yes, the Ukrainian president urges CARICOM leaders to support his country. I don't know why he expects us to do what, Yeah. Ukrainian President Zelensky Friday urged Caribbean community leaders to support a motion being presented at the United Nations next week, condemning Russia's invasions and continued war with Ukraine. Yeah. I thank you for being on the side of the law. I thank you for your efforts to bring stability to your region and the world. But real stability is possibly only when we all together protect the world from state thuggery, Zelensky said, adding, so I encourage you to further cooperate. In a virtual address to the regional leaders who wrapped up their 44th summit here, the Ukrainian leader said next week we will present at the UN General Assembly a resolution on a comprehensive, just and sustainable peace in Ukraine, and hence the restoration of the full force of the international rule-based order. Your votes matter, he added. CARICOM had in February last year issued a statement strongly condemning the military attacks and invasions of Ukraine by Russia and called for the immediate and complete withdrawal of the military presence and cessation of any further actions that may intensify the current perilous situation in that country. To be honest, right, I feel like you're asking the wrong people here. Like, I understand that CARICOM is important and they may have some pull and power and stuff. But realistically, right, Mr. Putin ain't listening to nobody, including us, including people who have more powers than us. He ain't listening to the UK, the Europe, any other of them, Canada. Like, what are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to help? Like, if we go and we vote, right, for whatever bill or whatever motion, whatever it is, what can happen next? He think Vlad going to just be like, you know what? I'm going to stop. Since the Caribbean finally against me, since all the CARICOM deciding to side with Ukraine, I'm done with it. I don't see that happening.
So I think when we start talking about like these geopolitical issues, I think why it's important for Zelensky to get the support of CARICOM in particular is because what he's doing is trying to create a situation where there is a certain level of consensus as to who is right and who is wrong.
That's cool.
And then what that does is it strengthens his argument and also perhaps puts some pressure on the international communities to support him in even more than they've already been doing so. So getting Ukraine, getting UN peacekeepers, UN tanks, guns, bombs, them kind of things.
He didn't read the article that we read last week?
Well, that all them running out?
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's what's happening. So for instance, you have, I don't want to say the wrong country, but there's a few countries right over there, his neighbors, who have borders with Russia as well, who literally just take up all of their like military resources as it relates to like certain tanks and just gave them all to like Ukraine. So even stuff like that, where you're taking other countries' military resources and donating them to Ukraine, I think that's kind of what he's looking to have happen, right? And so when you start saying, hey, there's a resolution at UN, you are guys are the members, we're the members, so we are collectively determined that what is happening here is wrong, and now what are you going to do in terms of action? Are you going to take even bigger steps than you have? Are you going to issue sanctions on Russia? Are you going to issue trade embargoes on Russia?
All these things, they happen already?
To a certain extent, but again, it does seem as though a big portion of the world, particularly Europe, has kind of just been half-stepping the measures, right? Half-stepping the measures.
Because they want to beef. They want to smoke with Putin, you know?
Well,
they don't want to smoke with Putin. Well, you know, right now, Putin...
This way. I think part of it is because it's Ukraine, right? If Putin had just jumped over and started to beef with like Germany, I think we'd have seen a different response.
You think so? So they don't really care about Ukraine then?
I think there's let me put it this way. You're walking on the street and you see a bully bullying somebody, child, right? You might go and say, boy, why you don't leave the child alone? You might even call out and say, boy, why don't leave the little boy alone? But the little boy do, whatever. Walk down the road and see the same bully bullying you, child.
Yeah,
Response a little different, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Saying that you ain't care, you know. But the care that's a little different depending on who it is. Right?
So again, if that is the case, what can us agreeing or signing or, you know, siding with them do?
So that's what I'm saying. I think what happens is that if he's able to officially highlight, hey, this is your position as a group, this is what we need from you in terms of action, then I think that's what he's siding with. So you don't want a situation where I think he's just basically put all this is just ways to put more pressure on the international community to act. That's what it is.
Now suppose we shall see all of this and decide, you know what? I might have to beef them little countries down there.
No, Russia is just stupid.
Okay.
Russia is just stupid. Like why he barely got enough resources to fight Ukraine.
That's true.
Like he ain't coming down here come fight nothing. No, the issue that I have is twofold, right? Do we believe that we should get involved, right? And if so, why? And if not, then why? But also, the decisions taken at these high-level meetings, right? How many of them are even taken after consultation with the population of these countries? So for instance, like if the Prime Minister goes to the meeting or a UN ambassador, which most likely would be there, or a UN ambassador goes and votes one way or the other, Like, how many of us would have even had a thought as to what that might have been? Like, oh, you're an ambassador's vote on resolutions anytime. How many times you've even thought about what it?
Not once.
The more important thing for me is that there are situations where, as a bloc, as a region, not even just as a country, but as a region, we face certain struggles and pressures from international community. I don't know how feasible it is for us to go to the UN to make resolutions, to ask for help, and to get the support from countries like Ukraine.
Okay.
For instance, we might be getting, let's look at like America and stuff like that. They use all sorts of geopolitical like pressure to try and dictate how we operate, particularly in the financial markets, right? So I don't know how feasible it is for, like, let's say our banks here to call up banks in America and be like, yeah, we need to see the account information, deposits, withdrawals, all them things from these particular people and things. No, I think there might be that type of agreement. No, in practice, no. And then if they decide, if they decide to not do it, then what power do we have?
None.
But they could call on here and decide, hey, yeah, you got these people living down here, they were born up here, whatever, we want to see what's going on with them. What's going on with their bank accounts. Right?
Yeah, that don't make sense.
So when we get blacklisted, when we get trade embargoes placed on us, all these different tariffs and stuff, and we could go to Ukraine to say, hey, you see what these people doing?
I don't remember us ever being able to. So they're gonna figure it out, man. He gonna be alright.
Yeah.
He gonna be alright.
So what's your final verdict though? You believe that we should support Zelensky? You think we should?
If it affects us, yes.
I mean, it affects the whole world.
Then yeah, we should.
But vote in what way?
I don't know, because I don't know what's the options.
No, I mean, do you think that
Is
we
it a
should
case?
support? Do you think that we should support Ukraine's position, or do you believe that we should be in support of Russia's position, or should we abstain? What do you think?
No, I think we're on the world stage, and I feel like because we're on the world stage, a lot of us are going to just agree, because we know that's the right thing to do, morally, because Ukraine is being bullied, according to the news, by Russia and trying to be invaded, and thousands of people have died in this war between Russia and Ukraine. So maybe if we could give support to Ukraine and the war could be ended, then yeah, why not? But if you just are saying, yeah, we support you and then that happens, then I don't see the...
I mean, I don't agree with that in particular. When I said that last part, I think it's important to be on the right side of history. For instance, I spoke about the genocide in Rwanda. I think it's important for even countries, like all those countries that abstained and decided to do nothing and not vote. I think that's a stain, and I think it's important to if you're gonna to take a stand or not take a stand or whatever, I know exactly why you're doing that. Say I was one of the countries that was like, yeah, I condemn what was wrong, what was happening in Rwanda, and then even though nothing happened initially, I think it's important to still say, hey, no, I thought this was wrong and thing. Same thing with apartheid in South Africa. All these issues that were going on, and all these issues that were going on and things that were happening and stuff, and we go into these international communities to drum up support to try and deal with the crisis. I think those things, I think the fact that there were countries that from the start recognize, no, this is wrong and something needs to be done. I think that's important for them to do that, even though maybe nothing even happened on that level. Not only that, I think the fact that there were some international organizations, politicians, countries that went and said, no, that shouldn't be happening, that's wrong. I think that goes a long way in eventually getting the action that we wanted to see, right? So even though I don't think you could always go like, well, nothing happened, so my position or stance was a waste. I think sometimes it's just important to just stand on your morals and do the right thing.
Okay, well, that might be a little issue because, you know, we deal with Caribbean prime ministers and you said morals, so I don't know if they're going to go over, but I guess we'll just have to see. I guess we'll just have to see. But I think we should take a quick break, you know, and then come back with some more sip and chat. But guys, remember, you have to like, comment, share. You know, don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Rack up the like so everybody can see it.
Yeah, and make sure you hit the little notification bell on the Sugar Factory Inc. YouTube page, and as well as on Facebook. Make sure you follow, right, for all the updates and notifications. But we'll be right back, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to Sip and Chat with Azem and Jade, and we're just here having some conversations about a bunch of different things going on. I think we've been having a lot of interesting international stories.
We have.
Lately, and when we start talking about these like geopolitical issues and international political issues. Sometimes we just lose the fact that all of this really affects all of us now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I was just saying the other day, I remember when I was in school, the hot phrase at the time was globalization. Like, I remember we had like people coming to the school to talk to us about globalization. And looking back now, it was just like that word don't even exist, because it's just like, that's just how it is now. Like there's no distinction between the countries like there were before. There's like this deep separation and thing. Like it's like you don't even have the word globalization to talk about anymore, because that's just the word.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember people talk about it like in such a like philosophical and educational way.
Fancy.
They would give you a breakdown of the 3 main advantages of globalization and the three main cons and disadvantages of living in a globalized world. And looking back now, it's just like, I don't too much by it. People's getting paid to talk about this.
Yes, most likely. Most likely. I wouldn't actually put that past them.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. It's funny. But I know you had mentioned the fact that there were some interesting developments as it relates to Mr. Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
Yes. So it says resolution to exonerate Marcus Garvey introduced in U.S. Congress. Sorry, that little key. You hurt your head a little bit. You okay? You okay? You okay, friend?
I suppose better late than never. But continue, Jade.
You know, I mean.
Tell us what's going on.
Caribbean-American Democratic Congresswoman Yvette de Klerk and Georgia Congressman Hank Johnson on Friday introduced legislation in the United States House of Representatives calling for the exoneration of Jamaica's first national hero, Marcus Garvey, and identifying him as a champion for the liberation of people of African descent. Imagine that. The world deserves to know the truth about Marcus Mosiah Garvey and the truth about Black history, said Clark, the daughter of Jamaican immigrants who represents the 9th Congressional District in Brooklyn, New York. I was raised under the teachings of Marcus Garvey, added the first vice chair of the Congressional Black Caucus.
Need to cool before they lock up.
You know, they don't play though.
That terrorist.
Oh. It's time to reclaim Garvey's legacy and accomplishments as a human rights activist before Congress, America, and the world. Well, he's always in front of America.
I mean, he was living in America and then demonized in
America. Yeah.
And
he's always the middle.
They're the ones who really tried to undermine his entire legacy and the organization that he built. And
America might be the root to all evil. Hey, money.
Bye. Yeah, that's a toucher.
Oh.
I know y'all listening on the live probably didn't hear that, but I can guarantee you.
I bust my nearly get an accident just now.
Nearly? No, Jade, no. There was a collision. There was a collision that happened outside.
Well.
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all be safe on the road, please.
Please.
Y'all be safe on the road. It is. There's so many distractions.
There was no collision.
Oh, there was no collision. Okay, great. Okay. Thank God. But.
There was almost one though, for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. But you all, please be safe on the roads. There's so many distractions. There's so many vehicles, and there's so many pedestrians that, yeah, you have to be extremely focused just to make it from your house to the supermarket nowadays.
Listen.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. But she said the resolution exonerates Garvey of his unfounded charges and calls upon President Biden to recognize and denounce the racist smears against him and his legacy. America must right these wrongs and restore Garvey's legacy, the Congresswoman urged, and the time to do so is now. I mean, they said it. Here it's on the live.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's serious. The utter lack of merit to the charges on which he was originally convicted, combined with his profound legacy and contributions to Black history, is in our country. It is time to right this fundamental wrong, he said. I am honored to co-sponsor this important resolution with my esteemed colleagues, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke, particularly during Black History Month, Johnson added. And as the campaign to exonerate Marcus Garvey has been steadily growing, it is time to correct this injustice. I agree. Will it happen?
It can happen because they don't work what he done there and thing.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
No, but think about it. Watch. They used to be investigating Malcolm X. They investigate Martin Luther King. Now they're celebrating. They got a whole holiday for him, right? Mm-hmm. In the moment, governments does do all kind of things, demonize these people.
Tusk.
And this is something that has been going on forever. I remember it's almost 200 years after Socrates, not even Socrates, what his name was? Socrates? Might have been Socrates, you know. And he had to be more than...
Not the Calypsonian guy, saying that old.
No, not the Calypsonian.
No, he's definitely not that old.
But there was pretty recently, I think it was the Catholic Church that was like, oh yeah, he really wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
this is like hundreds of years after the man done passed. After they done say he's walking devil, he's the devil worshipping and all kind of things.
Tusk. They don't call him all kind of manners of evil.
Yeah. But we don't do this thing all the time. Yeah. We demonize people who attempt to move society forward. Like if you're doing anything that is going to move society forward in any way, society can push back. And
Definitely.
the main institutions within the society are generally the ones that's going to either demonize you, lock you up, call you all manner of names, right?
All kind of
smear, run a whole smear campaign, undermine your entire legacy.
Probably kill you too. Don't feel
And
that bad.
I was getting to that, and probably kill you.
Yeah.
Right? As a matter of fact, just a few weeks ago, I was watching this news report about this guy. He was an military specialist. So he used to work for the US military, and he retired. Mm-hmm. Went to go live in the hills with his family, right? Ain't troubling nobody, Jade. Whatever red flag the FBI got, they went to this side, they're going to go investigate the man. Now, instead of just going and having a conversation with the man about whatever it is, what issue they had, they decide that they're going to run this undercover up. No, bear in mind, this man live up in the hills, Jade. Gone away from everybody, ain't taking on nobody, right? Man's son walking one day, bumping into a man in a ghillie suit. Right? Bump into a man in the ghillie suit. Push come to shove, fast forward a few minutes. Man's son dead. Don't kill the man's wife. Right? Whole big gunfight, and they're the ones who went on the man's property.
That has happened a lot. Like you forget Waco, Texas, when the white people them decide, you know what, that's a cult up there and we're killing everybody. And then say it's because they shoot first. Like, yeah, they always win this, you know. They always come in to disturb your peace. You retaliate, they kill you. And then they say you is the bad guy because you...
I was here not troubling nobody.
Chilling.
And you didn't even tell me you're coming.
Granted, it might have been a cult, but the cult wasn't doing nobody nothing. You know what cult we got? We got one up monkey all now. And we don't batter eyelash. But y'all just love to know that y'all running in people's place and killing them because you of whatever feelings you may have.
You just don't agree.
No, you don't agree. Weapons and mass destructions and all these things y'all use as excuses to kill people.
All the things they don't do to try and undermine Marcus Garvey legacy while he was alive and even after he passed. Right? All the organizations that he labored and built, undermine all those, call him an all manner of thing, a terrorist.
Terrible.
But I don't understand. All the man they're saying is, yeah. Guess what? We want better for black people.
Oh my God, and they lost their minds. Lost their minds, you know. But it's how you go.
Big up all the Pan-Africanists, them. Big up all the people who adhere to the teachings of Marcus Garvey. I think that even us here, when I say us here, I'm talking about not just St. Kitts or whatever, but outside of Jamaica, black people, outside of the Caribbean, black people. So the whole Pan-African movement and all the people it's intended to touch and to resonate with, I think we really need to really study Marcus Garvey and exactly what he stood for and what it is that he was trying to achieve. I think even so, some of the things that he was trying to achieve, they're still very much relevant now and should still be goals for us. Right? In terms of especially black ownership. You hear people talking about all this black ownership now, Marcus Garvey.
Yeah. The GOAT, the original.
Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, well, speaking of Africa, there's a pastor who died in Mozambique after he attempted to fast for 40 days like Jesus. Yeah.
The man stopped eating.
And did.
And then, this ain't even news. This ain't even news.
He stopped it willingly.
Yeah, this ain't even news. I don't know. But no one had told me when I was born that I have to eat to live.
Not me. I just
figured it out.
Yeah. Especially when them hunger pains start to hit.
You got some like, yeah.
Oh yeah, for your gas, and that's scary.
Newborns knew this, but this guy had an issue.
Yeah, well, the pastor in Mozambique has died after trying to fast for 40 days, emulating what Christ is said to have done in the Bible.
Stop follow people.
So you talk to them.
Stop follow people.
Francisco Baraja, founder of the Santa Trinidad Evangelical Church, died at a hospital in the city of Beira, where he was evacuated in critical condition. After 25 days without food or water, he had lost...
make it to 30.
God works with you. But he don't go home. But God works with him. I could guarantee you that. After 20... Imagine God put all this food on the earth for you to just kill yourself, no?
God didn't tell him don't eat you.
As a matter of fact, God actually did the opposite. Y'all not listening. After 25 days without food or water, he had lost weight to the point where he could not stand up. He was aged 39. He had been taken to the hospital at the insistence of relatives and followers. Mr. Baraja was diagnosed with acute anemia and failure of his digestive organs. He was rehydrated.
They walk out, you ain't gonna use first. They walk out, oh, you just stop eating the problem, you ain't gonna use first.
Wait, need to be here then. He was rehydrated with serums and an attempt was made to introduce liquid foods, but it was too late and he died on Wednesday. The pastor was also a French teacher in the town of Mesica in the central province of Minica, bordering Zimbabwe. Members of the Santa Trinidad Church said it was common for pastor and his followers to fast, but not for that long. His brother, Max Manuel Baraja, said the pastor had fasted, but he challenged the medical diagnosis about his death. He challenged the medical diagnosis about his death, Azem.
This is what I was saying earlier about, not earlier, but a few days ago, about people just not making natural connections. Your brother, unfortunately, has lost his life. You are telling me that he had not eaten in the last 25 days. We are saying that is the reason he died. You are telling me you don't think so?
The non-doctor.
Jade, me a doctor, you know.
but we got sense.
But
we might not be doctors, you know, but we got sense at least.
I mean, but I don't know how much sense I have. What I'm telling you is, it seems to me that not eating could kill you.
Yeah. I mean, naturally. Maybe he didn't realize.
Yeah, this man pushing a month ain't eat nothing.
However. Well, at least he gone home to his father.
No, but let's
Savior
talk.
Jesus Christ.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about what?
Let's talk about this.
Which part? How not eating would kill you?
No. But how people sometimes just take things way past where they need to go.
To the extreme.
To the extreme of the extreme. Now, bear in mind, right? Fasting is good for you. That's
Yeah, I do all the right now we're fasting.
right? Fasting is good for you.
Uh-huh.
Even my parents and members of the church, they fast for January, right?
The whole of January? All 31 days?
But it's not a what you call it? It's not a total fast. So I think what happens is they don't eat before a certain time. Muslims all over the world celebrate Ramadan for a month or thereabout. They fast every day, right? So no food, no water, no juice, no coffee, no nothing until sundown, right? And if you speak to Muslims, they'd explain the benefits not only physically but more so spiritually about the fast and all of that, right?
However,
right? It's very important to understand your limits,
we all should.
right?
We all should in life.
It's very important to understand your limits, and the goals and the reasoning behind the things we do sometimes tells us if we're on the right path or not.
Indeed.
At some point when everybody was watching this man, I mean, him bad, he ain't looking too good here. What could have possibly been the motivation to continue any further? You want to tell me that God did not see a sacrifice?
The love of the Lord.
No, Jade, it wasn't that.
The love of the love of the Lord.
No.
You can say what you want.
Because let me ask you this then. Does that classify as suicide?
No. Yeah, willfully dead. Wait, suicide
So if you
is an
decide-
intent to die, you know.
But Jade, if you stop eat,
That's
And
not the point.
and everybody telling you,
Yes, friend. Even if that is the case, his intent was not to die.
okay.
But he did.
And it's unfortunate. I
It
just
is.
hope that these things.
But it's not a normal occurrence, I'm sure, especially for people who, like them uber religious people.
This can't be a regular thing.
Oh, well.
This can't be a regular thing for people deciding to do the 40-day fast like Jesus and dying. Like, that's not a thing.
Maybe not the dying part, and maybe not the 40 days part, but they
No,
do,
but
they
people
do
fast all the time.
extensive, no, I mean, maybe like regular fast, I mean extensive fast. People
Yeah.
that go on hunger strikes and stay in jail and all these things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't have a problem with those things, you know. Like, I don't have a problem with people pushing their body. I don't have a problem with people figuring out their limits and stuff like that. Yeah, you understand? But at some point, you'll figure it out and you say, okay, well, that's it. You
Nah.
figure it out and you say, that's it. So maybe this time I could have done 20 days.
No, the man gonna listen, you know.
You gone up, go listen, what?
No, wait. Yeah,
You say ain't suicide?
yeah, ain't suicide, it's a hang of hell. They willfully kill themselves, but because of the dumb decisions they chose, they die.
There got to be something different for them.
Yeah, because they can't go heaven. you can't get them kind of angels flying around. Especially if they're going to be guardian angels. If you can't even make proper decisions for your life, that I can't put you in charge of somebody else's life. But I can't go to hell because technically, they will fall.
Well, I don't know. I really don't know what happened afterwards. You ask the pastor who went down there, I don't know.
When he come back, so you know.
Right, so at least he could tell us what's going on.
You know what? Maybe the pastor, like, you know how sometimes you're going on a field trip and you get lost, or somebody send you directions and you get lost? Maybe that's what happened.
He took a wrong turn. He took a wrong turn in the afterlife.
I end up in hell.
And so he realized Bannerman is supposed to be here. He just retraced his steps and came
Well,
back to this
maybe
side.
if he realized, but maybe one of the, you know, the guards down there was like, what are you doing here? You in the wrong slots, spotterings. You in somebody's spot.
But he made it back.
That's my point. Oh. So he wasn't even supposed to die? Huh.
I don't know how that works, but...
Not me. I've never been, yeah. But I...
Wow.
But I like some Jesus stuff because I thought only Jesus could rise from the dead.
No, you had other people. The Bible done raise from the dead and so.
What to them?
They had very productive lives and so.
Okay.
Lazarus was dead for a good while. Lazarus,
That's true.
Jesus walk out banner, your sister too said come back.
Imagine that's all it took, eh? So nobody else's sister said when they're dead? Oh, he said enough.
I know, they're just saying cool with Jesus. Imagine your partner could like raise people for the dead.
That's vibes, yeah. Them 12 disciples and all them other people who was like acquaintances with Jesus, right? With Jesus, sorry. They probably had the best life, yeah, because you're not Jesus, yeah. You're not a direct link to God. That's probably how Dr. Juson feel. All your friends them? I understand.
Oh boy. I don't know. It's always interesting how these things, instead of inspiring people to
do better?
No, so well, I guess in a sense, but to come on board and really find God for themselves, these things does serve like a bigger deterrent, because it's like, if this is what y'all doing, I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah.
That would be the sad part about these things, these things that people thinking gonna serve out. At least looking out from the outside, it seems like it's gonna serve this purpose of bringing people closer to God. They just got people thinking,
sure about that, bye. You always got to stop eat for 40 days.
The thing is, nobody telling me.
Not us all telling him. The man just walk out. Since he's a son of God.
That is why I believe a lot of these things will be people want being things.
Yeah, because like, why would you setting back religion 40 years every time? But speaking of religion, a Florida church deacon sentenced to 22 years in prison for possessing and producing child pornography. That's pretty common. You know what was the uncommon part? Where he decided to do it. Okay. Jonathan High, 31, clearly.
The man named Jonathan High?
Clearly he was Azem.
Don't think I didn't hear the name of the senator a while ago in 2 stories back here.
Which one?
Hank Johnson.
Probably my cousin. Yes, well, Jonathan High, 31, produced child pornography while using the restroom in the church where he worked. A Florida church deacon will serve 22 years behind bars after he was found guilty of producing child pornography. He had been sentenced to 22 years in federal prison for the charges of the use of a child to produce well, usually I gotta use one. May know if that seems like an odd law, but Amy right then. But I mean, how else you can? Okay. Yeah. So yes, he used a child to produce child pornography and possession of child pornography, which he pleaded guilty to last year, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. The sentence is yet another example of the unwavering commitment to the protection of our most vulnerable and should serve as a significant deterrent to those who would attempt to harm them, the U.S. Attorney Jason Cody said. That's not really how it works, but we could hope. A tip from an account uploading child pornography coming from the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children led investigators to High after they discovered he owned the account. Further investigation revealed High was in possession of child porn, some of which was produced by him, including a video he made at the church at which he was a deacon. Child predators seek to prey upon our children in any setting imaginable, in this instance from inside the house of worship. After High serves his time behind bars, he will be on a lifetime supervised release in which he will have to be registered as a sex offender, said the DOJ. He will also have to pay the restitution that will cover the counseling costs of the victims of his crimes.
How are we supposed to pay?
The victims of the crimes.
No, how are we supposed to pay?
Men on money,
Where
restitution.
you get from?
Oh. He got to work out that. He have to work out that as him.
All the times they don't work it out.
No,
You
they
ain't got
don't.
no money, you ain't got no job. You've been in jail for how much? 22 years or whatever.
Then you tell me I am supervised release, I can't even go get certain jobs. So, you know. Hell hot. He gonna find out. May not if you know, but he gonna definitely find out. If the hell that y'all described to me as a child exists, he gonna find out. I just can't. Well,
I don't understand, Jade.
Neither me.
I don't understand. I mean, you know, I didn't want to think about that, but the truth is, speaking of protecting children, right? I saw this past weekend some very disturbing videos.
Of? Do I want to know?
No. You know the kind of videos I can get, they ain't gonna be like too out there, but they were disturbing nonetheless. So there was this video of like these two guys like bullying a student. It seemed like it was in Jamaica. It shows a guy being forced to kneel down by two other students. They proceed to kick him in his ribs, telling him to shut up, kneel back down, slapping him across his face, open palm, over and over, and this seemed to be going on for quite some time. Fella he kneel down, they kick him, he turn, they kick him, and slap him. Just straight up bullying in the truest sense. Now bear in mind, I think I saw an update on this that said that they had arrested the young boy. Right? But Jade, wickedness exists in the world, you know, Jade.
All over.
Because I don't know what is happening in this young man's. One of them in particular was very brutal. You see him as though he felt, you know, maybe that was his way of proving he was a bad man. He was playing a certain role or whatever. But of course, you know the usual thoughts of, hey, why that they couldn't be my child? But I start thinking about, no, not if it was my child, but I'm thinking that is someone's child. That child has someone that cares about him.
They do.
How does this video affect the people that care about this child, right?
Probably terribly, because I already know the type of parents I would be if that was me. So I hope and pray that the Lord never puts me in a situation to receive a video of anybody deciding that, you know, they're going to do that to Jaden, because yeah, I think I'm going to have to be. I can't even imagine it. That's the thing. Yeah, I
can't even imagine my son being put in that position, and I don't want to imagine me having to deal with people that either put him in that position or were supposed to be responsible for bringing up the people that put him in that position.
Yeah, I fight in the parents. I'm gonna let you. Remember I tell you about the mom who slapped the other mom in front she child?
Yeah.
I tell you more and more understand that video, you know. Do I agree that violence should be the answer? No. However, sometimes you just gotta beat up the parent in front of the child. So the child could know, and not even the parent could help you if you feel like you're going to continue to harm or try to put my child in a position where he could be harmed.
It is unfortunate across the board, because I don't even know if there is a way now to, like, how do you rehabilitate that young man back? How do you rehabilitate?
See, somebody said I started the video and couldn't finish it.
Yeah, me too.
I ain't want to system.
Dude, I'm just gonna show you.
What? No.
No, just so you could. I won't let you see the actual violence, but just so people.
That's a teacher?
No.
This is a student?
That's a student.
But me got his children going to school in these long sleeve shirt.
Jade. So these two
I
guys.
know. I know these the bully them.
Yeah. So in the video, there's a guy. They have him pinned, basically trapped in against a wall.
Well, he pants spin up. Listen.
Right. No, you could tell there is a romanticization of badmanism.
Boy, Azem, listen.
Right?
Child or not child, right?
Actually, stop
Not
it.
mine.
I'm gonna stop it before you see any of the violence.
I
What?
don't vex. No, yeah.
You see?
Azem,
And then he proceeds to, after making the young man kneel down, kicking him in his ribs.
Cromwell, if you're listening, if you ever see me show up at the police station, just automatically assume it's because I'm a child. Just automatically, because there's seldom of a reason for me to go to the station for anything, even if it got something to do with me.
I'm gonna tell you
But for
something.
my child,
Like, I used to be a teacher, Jade, and I know what is generally asked of the children who are put in these positions and things like that. I'm telling you now, there is a big disconnect between what the school would want my child to do and what I would want my child to do.
oh,
There's a huge disconnect.
yeah, man.
There's definitely a disconnect because I suspect that my teaching would be more along the lines of if anybody hit you, hit them back harder and go to the office and let them know that you just bust somebody's face.
And if the child bang, you call me.
All you do, you go to the office, you tell them exactly what you did, why you did it, and that you're waiting for me to show. That's all.
Because the other option gonna look a lot different, you know.
Because
Oh, you really want me when you to the school. Y'all really want me when you to the school. It gonna look crazy.
But no, bear in mind, there are different personalities, there are different dynamics at play. You know, there's some people who are not prone to violence. There's some people.
You
who,
may one of them there.
Right. What I'm saying is, like, because people might be looking and be saying, well, how does the child just kneel there? You don't know what this child is dealing
Yeah,
with.
your child could be.
Not only that, you know, like, you don't know what has been happening to lead up to that. A lot of times when you see this type of violence, this isn't the first time
Definitely
the
not.
child was put in the position.
It is literally an ongoing situation.
Right. And bullies, you know, they just say monkey know him to jump on. So the bullies seek out persons with the personalities, persons who seem less likely to meet their bullying with equal and opposite force.
That's literally how my villain origin story started, you know. Literally, Azem, that is how mine started. I was chilling, minding my business.
Ain't troubling nobody.
Ain't troubling nobody. It came from a place, like, I'm from Newtown, but I wasn't raised in Newtown in the beginning. So I wasn't like, you know, I didn't know how to react to like fights and bullies and stuff like that. Boy, who tell them send me Newtown to live? Created a whole monster, boy. Yeah, that's literally how my villain origin story started. I was chilling, people started bullying me because them was like, no, that's not how this gonna work. So they started bullying me too. So it's either I fight the bullies at school or I fighting the bullies at home. And I can't win the ones at home. So guess what?
But it prep you for the ones at school.
Very much so. I just used to get lashed randomly just walking through the house, you know. Just randomly, as them. You know what that does to a child?
Licks a shear.
All the time.
Yeah.
I remember one time I went home and I tell my cousins, right? That girl was interfering with me. And I was like, so we're gonna
Legit question.
what you gonna do?
What you tell us about?
What you plan to do?
Oh, man.
I had to go to school the next day to act completely out.
Yeah.
Completely.
Had to go deal with the situation.
Had to cause a whole scene.
Let me tell y'all something, right? Some of the things that these children dealing with in school ain't easy. These children ain't dealing with nothing easy. I thought it was when I was in school. But these children dealing with a whole other level of like bullying, because back then they ain't had no cell phone and them thing, yo.
So it wasn't you just get washed out and whoever see.
Jade, but not only that, the reasons for some of the fights have to do with these cell phones too. You know what I mean? Like, it's no, but you reach home, another set of bullying going on. Another set of bullying going on just because you're at home and your name in a group chat. It's crazy. So.
And then you still have to deal with some parent, one out to do two of them are both, still bullying you as well, or your siblings or whoever. So it's like you're just not getting any type of peace. And now when you go to school, and you trust somebody over the banister, you is the bad guy.
No, there was another video that went out. This one is
Jesus
actually local
Christ.
now. This one happened here locally. And I don't know what happened prior to where the video starts. The video starts with a large group of students. Right? A large group of students gathered around what seemed to be two children that had a disagreement or something, right? And eventually what happened was there was a young man and a young lady, and the young man hit the young lady repeatedly. There was actually some other young fella that came in and tried to, and not tried, but he hit, I think he actually hit the young lady as well. And it's signaling to me, Jade, that we have a real problem here. Bear in mind that over the last month or so, I had been seeing videos of a bunch of young ladies fighting outside the school, fighting in school. It's like,
why are we so violent as a community currently?
but I mean, not going out with the youngsters.
I'd say it's because there was lockdown for 2 years. It was 2 years. How long we had them?
No about that.
Yeah, if you have these children all inside, they know how to socialize them more. They don't know how to deal with peers and problems and all of these things, because a lot of the times I wasn't facing these problems at home.
Jay, don't get me wrong, right? It's not that I'm somehow suggesting that that fighting in school is some new thing.
No.
I went to junior high when they were used to call it Vietnam.
Yeah.
Right? So
That's one of the stories that scared me. Like when I was preparing to go to high school. Like I had some older people around me and they would tell me the stories and I'm like, why y'all want to send me to the
Jade,
school?
like, it was pretty usual for students to come to school with their weapons or hide out their weapons around the school and things like. So this is not me saying somehow that this generation this and this generation that.
No.
As a matter of fact, I'm very thankful that for some reason we seem to have gotten out of the extreme violence that I went to school, because I keep saying it ain't as bad as when I went to school.
Yeah, no.
But at the same
people
time,
was dying and so.
yeah, but I think part of it is, for me, it does seem like the reasonings behind these fights and stuff are just things that really should be handled in less violent ways.
Yeah.
In less violent ways. Like it really shouldn't be like this. And
Yeah.
but what is new though, I think for me, is a lot of the fights with the young ladies. Generally, you would
So you, I used to see fights with young ladies all the time.
yeah.
Matter of fact, I used to know who
Because
young ladies not to talk to, because I know
Them the fighters.
them they are dope. Them they are washing you out from Washi down to 4th Street. Literally washing you out.
Even it got to a point that like you hear, like you're in an event or something and you hear there's fighting, you started to assume it was young women. Generally, what would happen is you hear some commotion and nobody waiting to see what is going on over there. Yeah? You just run the opposite direction to where it seems like the people moving like erratically.
In your generation?
No.
Oh, because I thought
That's what it used to be. It used to be that way. Like when there was fighting going on.
they used to run from it.
Oh yeah, my generation, yeah.
Oh, but we was a dunce generation, boy.
No,
Azem, I nearly get stabbed one time running to a fight, you know. Like,
what you went into the fight to do?
Watch, what else I gonna do?
What?
Yeah, that was the thing. I remember
that
vividly,
That
right?
wasn't my thing.
Me and my friend Kristen, big up Chrissy one time. Not my best friend, my other friend Kristen. We were in high school and we I think school had just finished and they had like a fight happening. Right in that little patch of grass now where they created the food court between
Right.
Washi and Bastille.
Oh, quick side note. Up there winning, eh?
What? Up there go.
I don't understand. Back in the day, you had like basically...
You had burgers.
You had the burgers.
You had the woman
chicken
that
and chips.
Yeah, you had the woman that sell the food with either the curry chicken or the barbecue chicken. You had the canteen food. You had
they got a whole food court up there
They
now.
have a food court.
Jade, we drive past there, right? And I was like,
oh, this menu lit.
This menu crazy. I gotta come up here for lunch.
I wish I would remember that food court when I home. Something
all sorts of pastas.
Like pasta options as a child, come on. They live in
And I watching the prices, I was like, how they doing this?
$10 and stuff. Like, I don't got the guy to the people in food.
No, leave the
food for the kids.
For the kids. Don't. No, we're telling you all this. Don't go up there and eat all the food.
Please.
But yeah, the opposite. So the fight happened in the food court, where the food court is now.
Yeah, and me and Chrissy literally running foot and foot with the people that fighting, not realizing that one of them had a knife. So the person with the knife started to stab now. So now me and Chrissy them in the bush rolling. We're rolling. As you know, swear it was in the fight.
Not rolling.
You would literally swear it was in the fight. How it was literally so close that we could have gave commentary on the fight. Yeah, it was some ridiculous trend.
When I was in school, right? No, well, in school different. Like school fights a little different, right? People also run and try and see and whatever. But in an event, like if you're in like a party, them time used to go house parties and things. Used to be a big thing. But if you're in one of them parties there and you just hear a little commotion over there, but you're running to go see why that is here. You're running the opposite direction.
As you should.
You're running the opposite direction. But no.
The children them live. Well, I tell you, it's with generation fault, you know, from us come up, because you say it wasn't you. So from us come up, we started this thing where we need to see what happening in the fight. Like we ain't want a friend come tell us the next day. We need to see first hand. Like pay-per-view.
I think there was always that allure, right? Where you want to see the fight. What's going on and thing, but you seem as though you're on a different level with that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the children them need something right now, because
they need an outlet.
There's something going on. I don't know what it is, but there's something going on. There's no way we're supposed to every day just be waiting to see what the new school fight is.
Yeah, no.
And it's not no one school, so don't. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Say with school, the students from, because the truth is,
it's all of them.
they say no one school thing.
It's all of them, man.
They say no one school thing. It's ridiculous, man. Yeah, but the children need help.
Yeah.
They need help. Somebody need to let me know what happened with that, because I don't want to believe like it was a bully situation either. Now, bear in mind, I've been on record as saying this whole thing about don't hit woman and thing. I am not advocating for hitting any sorts of violence towards women.
Don't hit anybody.
But I'm also not advocating for violence against anyone.
Yeah.
Right? That's
and
one.
And please don't hit Jaden, because he gonna crack all you.
Not only that, Jade.
Listen, Jaden, right? Not to cut you off, but because we're talking about these things. Yesterday, me and Jaden was home, right? And I need to find him some place for boxing. I keep telling you this, but I'm dead serious.
When the king says he's a boxing instructor.
Well, we need to speak after the show, because Jaden fully home. You know them boxing bags. You know them instructors that put their hands on it.
Yeah.
Jaden got combinations and so. And he hit me hard and say, hey, oh, game done.
You were doing it. You get serious, you almost give him a little.
But the man nearly had a flashback. I nearly forget my child.
Oh, but I was the Jay ducking and weaving by.
But the man catch me off. Yeah, oh. The strength.
Oh, boy.
But somebody here said, and had.
That's what I'm telling you. You give these people, you give your children $15 for lunch, and they're telling you they had dessert. They had dessert and the hey, big up the people up at the food court up here, boy. Whoever, like, all them people, fish panini.
No, the food court got problems. The food court is a problem.
No, up there lit.
I love it.
They're lit. But bear in mind that that's like the ideal place. 3 schools there, right there.
Yeah.
4 schools.
Oh yes. Tech? No, not Tech Vac, sorry. Still at school, right?
I don't know where Project Strong would be.
It was right round the corner. I think that's a school still. I correct me, but I'm pretty sure that's a school
Round the corner
still.
where? What?
I think that's the one that had like the blue. It got like some blue container thing in it. Like it looked like a landing. It looked like a plane landing patch.
A plane?
Like a.
No, but tell me where this is.
Tell us.
Tell us.
That's what I tell you. Wait, round the corner from Avec, I think. From what I remember.
Around the corner from Avec, but in Taylor's?
Yeah, Avec ain't it? Yeah, tell us. Close to the bypass road. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna show you where we're passing.
Yeah, no problem.
But I'm pretty
But
sure
I
it's
know,
still
but
there.
at least 4 schools right in that area there.
Yes.
So they're saving lives. Definitely. But what I was saying is I don't know what happened, and I'm not advocating for violence. But what I want to employ, I want to encourage.
This is the perfect segue for my next story, by the way.
Let me tell you something. I know some of you all, right, don't want to encourage weakness, and don't want to encourage fear in your daughters and stuff like that. Let me tell you all something. 99% of the young boys are going to be stronger than your daughters. Encourage your daughters how to, if not diffuse, run, walk away, get away, avoid. I hate to see young women posing up in young men's faces. I hate to see it. We are predisposed to violence. Let us be honest about it.
Yes.
When you see 2 men, but the problem is that men understand from the start of the conversation that there is a high likelihood that this thing could lead to violence.
Yeah.
It does seem to me sometimes that the women don't really know that.
Yeah, the situational awareness ain't kicking in at all. At all. It's very strange. That's what we need to get back to.
Avoid. Same thing for the young men too, eh? Don't get me wrong. The problem I just have is that whereas the young men understand the dynamic that is at play here, a lot of times it does feel as though the young women don't know. Because they don't look so surprised.
Like, why you literally
you don't
mushy somebody in the head on all of these things and then surprised when they knock you? Like, what you thought was going to happen?
That don't happen with the men. The young boys, them boosting up, everybody, including the young men themselves, no?
Yeah, you're about to get real, man.
There's a very high chance that this is gonna end in violence, right?
Extremely.
There's an understanding amongst everyone, and that is what is happening. When somebody decides to hit somebody, the young boy, he might get up with a look of shame, he might get up with a look of anger, and all of these things. But I just see the face of these young girls when they get hit, and I just be like, I can't believe he hit me!
Yes, that's what happens when you hit people.
Or
They hit you back.
Or just end up in these high tension situations. You can't be telling somebody about the this and the that. And, oh, the worst does be.
Talk about the mother.
Well, no, me ain't even going down that road there. But hit me for bad now. Hit me now. Hit me. I want to see you hit me.
Okay.
Now, if you're going to tell me you want to see me hit you, of course, please teach young boys how to resolve conflict, walk away, and avoid these things as well. Right? Please. So this ain't just for the girls. But I think we have to understand that there's an obvious strength disparity sometimes. And also just a fact that a lot of times these young boys are getting more predisposed to violent acts.
The emotional intelligence ain't up there. So please,
our
ladies,
oh my
our
gosh.
ladies maniacs alone, please.
Oh
Women,
my
leave
gosh.
these maniacs alone. But speaking of men and women, so it says a couple that was together for 57 years survives infidelity, murder plot, and prison time.
Till death do us part.
Literally, that's It says,
Wow.
they say,
And I was vexing me when I tell I what man looking for marriage for. I was vexing me, you know. You hear what marriage got in? Y'all hear?
whew,
Wow.
they say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And one Pennsylvania couple insists their unusual romance is proof of that. You okay, man?
Jade, I don't need to be that strong here.
Wait a minute.
I don't need that type of strength. I'm good.
Boy, oh boy. So infidelity, a murder for hire plot, and a prison sentence. Tony and Francis Tota has been together for 57 years. It's a bad boy. It's a hell of a band.
He's like, infidelity, okay. Yeah, marriages could survive that.
Yeah. A little murder for hire plot. Small work. A little prison sentence. I'm here for you, babes. We've been blessed that we... This is their words, not mine, okay? We've been blessed that we had together all these years, Tony said. There was one time when we had some rough times.
That's all marriages do.
Yeah, that's all like an understatement, though.
That's all marriages do.
These rough times almost left Tony dead.
Figuratively, right?
Yeah. No?
Wow.
No.
Literally.
Literally. In 1983, he had 4 children and owned a pizza shop. However, they say that Tony ended up having an affair and Francis out.
Okay.
So naturally, she hired a teenage hitman to murder him. Not so naturally. Not them say so naturally, as if that's the appropriate response to you biting me. I'm gonna kill you. I mean, she sounds like a Kittian actually. She might be a Kittian woman. A Caribbean woman. Yeah, I wonder if
Watch it, me say nothing, your fellas.
she sounds like she's from the Caribbean.
I ain't saying nothing, your fellas. I just sipping.
Yeah. I don't think I was thinking straight, neither do we. Francis said, it was like a love-hate kind of thing. The hitman tried to kill Tony 5 times. God had a purpose for Tony. God had a purpose for Tony 5 times. She said she tried to kill this man 5 times as ever.
This man try to kill.
This teenage hitman.
Man try to kill she husband 5 times.
No, yes.
He ain't get what?
Yeah. It included a failed attempt to blow up his car and attack him with a baseball bat. I like the creativity, Mingale.
The range.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
definite range.
Yeah. One night, Francis put a bottle of sleeping pills in his food and then the teens shot him.
So he actually shoot men.
Twice, one in the back of the head and then a bullet went through the chest. Tony said.
What you saying? What you saying?
What we say? What we didn't. Hey, back up this, you know. This is a love story for the ages. True romance.
All I'm here thinking about is how am I not only still with this woman, but how am I alive? Like, that's what I'm thinking about here.
God had a plan.
God had a plan.
Oh, the pills slowed down Tony's system, putting him in a dazed state.
Apparently, love never dies.
Love-
Neither does Tony.
Neither does Tony, man. Tony is a one-of-a-kind soldier.
Tony might be immortal, but
Yeah, right,
so
yeah.
she tried poison him with sleeping pills
She tried to blow up the car, bang him with a baseball
and
bat.
shot him.
They shoot him in the head. She poisoned him, and somehow Tony's still here. Yeah. He said he didn't feel a thing and initially believed Frances when she told him he had the flu. 5 days later, police discovered the plot and arrested Francis and the hitman. Tony spent 12 days in the hospital while the bullet lodged in his head wasn't able to be removed. But he did recover. The first thing he did when he was discharged, he said, was to bail out Francis.
This is making a lot of sense now, you know.
Well, which part?
I think I understand now.
Yeah, what you answered?
Unfortunately for Tony, That bullet that's still in his head touching something. It touching the part of his brain that give him sense.
I'm gonna knock it out.
That's what I now with Tony because that's the only thing that adding up for me.
Yeah, he said.
Tony, she just tried to kill you.
Yeah, 12 days ago.
No, she tried to kill you multiple times. Right?
5 times to be exact.
5 times. The last time, she got involved to the point where she slowed you down with some sleeping pills. Partner come, shoot you. You in the hospital bed for 12 days, happen to make it out. First thing you do, go bail out Francis.
The man want back his woman.
The bullet touching something, Jade.
The man say he going for his wife.
Bullet touching something.
When you get married, they say till death do us part. I ain't dead, so you know. What are parting for?
No, the love died.
No,
for me, the love would have. I mean,
you are not Tony.
It's either that or maybe Tony just had a realization. By Garvey, this girl love me for true. She tried to kill me 5 times because I cheat. That's real love, dude.
But the remote turning up. But we're not here. You see the jump with them? The back.
But yeah, so maybe that's it. Maybe he just figured out that, you know, really, for you to try and kill somebody 5 times, it gotta be you really love them.
She said we both cried and said we said to each other from now on.
What's she crying for? What's she crying for?
She nearly lose she man.
Wow.
She nearly lose she man, Azem. That wouldn't make anybody cry.
Yeah, but she
it don't matter.
But
It don't matter. That part doesn't matter. Point is, she nearly lose she man. Yes, we both cried and we said to each other, from now on, let's talk. Let's communicate better. Something that we should have done before, said Tony. So that's what was missing.
Communication?
Communication. The couple says that tearful moment was a new beginning for their relationship. They went to counseling as well to help them get back on track. Did I forgive her? Yes. Nothing happened to me. It's okay. Said Tony. Don't do it again. Take it easy.
Don't do it again.
Yo.
Don't do it again, Francis.
I need a husband like Tony. Anybody who wants me, please. Y'all have to understand, y'all have to be as forgiving as Tony.
Anyhow, this was switched the other way around, you hear? But they would have lost Tony.
Well,
Francis could have come and beg from now till... now Tony's still in jail.
Well, Frances had to face her consequences, you know. She spent 4 years in prison and says she talked to Tony on the phone every day. Romantic. Keeping that spark alive. Then a silver lining appeared. The unbelievable story caught the attention of Hollywood and it was adapted into a film. I need to find this. TriStar Pictures' I Love You to Death hit theaters in 1990. From there, Tony and Francis got to travel the world going to premieres and were featured in thousands of articles.
You're not looking for the trailer for this?
Yeah, I need to watch this.
Love You to Death?
Yeah, what is that? Love You to Death, yeah. In their home, Tony has created a gallery of all the press their romance received as proof that, as one of the headlines states, love can conquer all. 40 years after that, things are much quieter for Tony and Francis. The couple says their situation is 1 in a million and not everyone will agree or understand. Hopefully not, for sure. And while they stopped speaking publicly about what happened a long time ago, they say they wanted to share their story now as an example, although an extreme one, of the importance of communication in a marriage.
This is a real
movie. You thought it was a fake movie?
What, Tony?
Tony on confessional and so, talking to God. Died him, save him. Died. Well, actually, he was saved. So he went to the priest to tell him that he cheated on his wife?
I don't know. I haven't watched the movie.
We should.
Watch Francis. Peeping on the people in the library.
Yeah, what he doing? That's it, Francis. What?
What's that?
What? Yeah.
Empty the bottle in the man.
Tony, listen. Tony's a strong man, eh?
Whatever that bullet
big up
touching,
Tony one time.
Whatever that bullet touching, don't let nobody ever examine Tony because if woman find out whatever that love nerve is that.
the feed drop. So y'all hear that terrible story? Hopefully not.
Oh my. I don't know, but it's crazy. But let me ask you a serious question though. Like, how do you sleep with that person after that?
Peacefully, what do you mean?
Jade, the only reason I know this is such sarcasm because anyhow, Jade, this was a man. No, he life still. Anyhow, this was a man. Like the roles were reversed.
And she had said now that call this woman all kind of abused and battered woman, and she got Stockholm syndrome.
She got Stockholm syndrome. Like that's how it is when people abuse people for so long. They don't know how to walk away. They say she can't live. She depended on him for support, even though they had their own business. Or it's because she got the 3 children with him.
Yep, all kind of reasons by.
Wow.
And Tony just here living life like it's golden.
Love conquers all. Right?
Love conquers all, Azem. That is the moral of the story, and that is where we're going to leave the show. That's the lesson we're going to leave the viewers with.
Love conquers all?
Love conquers all, even a bullet. And 5 attempted murder plots. And a poisoning.
I tell you, actually, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Fellas, let me tell you all something before we go here. Leave them.
No, don't
You
leave
be
them.
alright. You be alright.
Don't leave them.
You
They
could pick
love
up the
you.
pieces. You could
No,
pick
you
up the
can't.
pieces of your
You
broken
can't.
heart.
You cannot. Don't study Azem, that's why Azem and me single.
You could.
That is why myself and Azem is single, because we're taking Azem advice. Don't take Azem advice.
Take 21.
Take Tony one. You see, Tony married for 40 years, happy? Get to retire, everything. Take Tony advice. Tony is the pinnacle.
You take responsibility for come out of these Tony relationships here. We're going to say it's Jade fault here.
Who?
Say when you kill off the queen? Okay.
This,
What
the
you say on the show?
views
What
and opinions expressed here are solely for entertainment purposes. We are not responsible.
Oh no, Jade is definitely responsible.
I for sure am responsible.
I tried to give you a nice life
No,
lesson.
they want that. They want that.
She disrespect you, leave.
Don't do that. She just made a mistake. Azem, you is the one who said we just leave people too easily, you know.
Yes.
So you can't now tell them leave if she disrespect you.
But after 2 murder attempts, I think it's okay.
No. The limit is 5.
After 2 murder attempts,
The limit is, I heard that. He's okay.
That's why they're called attempts.
He said he okay.
No, but
So who is you?
But had they been successful, he would have left anyway. So
By force, not by will.
Exactly. So now you have the choice to make it.
Yeah, but then, you know, love conquered all, Azem.
Right.
You know, Frances realized she really did love Tony. She only wanted to kill him because he cheated on her, you know. Like, she didn't want to kill him before that, you know. No, you know, it's Tony's
That's
fault.
the point I'm making.
It's
The man was
Tony's
a
fault.
good husband all the time.
No.
Had she not found out, she would have been happy. So why is the problem?
If she know it happening? You
No,
know, that's the matter.
what I'm saying is, he was obviously a good husband.
Yeah.
A good husband. All what happened is, you found some new information.
Azem, Frances made a mistake.
A mistake.
Several. However, at the end of the day, there is night. And Frances and Tony are alive and well and happy.
Oh boy. Well, on that note, I just going to go and contemplate life and
I can find your Frances, don't worry.
No, it's fine. I'm good.
May necessarily want a Tony, but I can find your Frances.
I'm good.
You sure?
I'm good. I am great.
You sound like a type.
Nope. I am great, Jade. I am not looking. I am perfectly fine.
Sure. You sure?
Yes.
Going once.
Go
Going
hard,
twice.
Just go. Just go. But guys, on that note, we're gonna leave. We gotta go. We gotta disembark. We gotta disappear.
Indeed.
I appreciate you guys for coming and hanging out with us right here on SipNchat with Azem and Jade. It has been an interesting one.
Yes, it has been, as usual.
Big up to all the people that are listening for the first time. If this is your first time listening to the show, make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, and let a friend know that SipNchat exists. Make sure you like the Sugar Factory page. Click the little notification bell so you know exactly when we go live. And we have some other things in the works, so make sure that you become a part of what's happening.
Yes.
Also, for those of you who have been asking about advertising after, yes, there are definite ways for us to make that happen, and limited spots, so make sure you hit us up.
Yes, and if
ASAP.
you finished, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and if you're interested in interviews, or just come in and chat with us if you want to be a little guest host one of these days. Just send us a message. We might consider it. Yeah.
Indeed. Well, guys, it's been fun. It's been rich, but alas, we gotta go. So, take care. We're gonna be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Make sure you get your cups ready and come join us to sip and chat with Azem and Jade. See you guys tomorrow.